My kids were busy getting belt buckles and stuff.
That's awesome, by the way. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty exciting weekend. I text Tanya. I was like, I'm really sad that I couldn't make it to convention, but my husband and my kids all won belt buckles. So I'm glad I was here for that.
Yes.
That's
right.
fun.
I'm glad you guys were here for it. But on the same note, be sure you register for next year because they already have 7,000 registered for next year.
That's insane.
So I'm sure they're going to cap it, and you probably won't get in if you don't just jump in now, because they were hoping for 12 to 15,000, and I bet you we're well over 20,000. So yeah, you might want to jump in. But it's in Orlando, and it's not on the 24th weekend.
Oh my gosh!
So, and it's only 149 right now, and if you wait, it'll be 200, and then 250, and then 3, and then 350, the closer it gets. So.
Holy smokes.
How awesome next year's going to be when we're all on a cruise in March, and then we all go to convention in July.
Yes, yes, yes. And it's just like that. It's what I noticed with 6,000 health coaches there and potential clients. Like, I had 2 people that were looking into the program that showed up with me. So it was it's not all just coaches. Anybody's welcome to come to these conventions. But there's just, everybody's life is different, and it's better than it was before they found Optavia. And whatever you want to do with this in the future is totally up to you, and it's at your pace. But I realize how many people need to hear about Optavia because there's a lot of people in the world. And then we had, some Asian guy, I should know his name, but he was up there and he told us how much his country needs it. And so when we go to Hong Kong and Singapore, he just got emotional saying, you guys are the ones that are going to educate my people, because we've gotten so sedentary with, they're all electronics, they're all computer oriented type of people. That's what the Orientals do, is just computers. And they've gotten so obese that every 2 out of 3 over there are obese. And their childhood obesity is younger than it has been. That took Americans to get to in 100 years. They've gotten there in 10.
Wow.
Yeah. So he's like, we need you guys over there. But also another incentive to reach executive director is, as soon as you reach executive director and you sponsor and you find somebody that knows somebody in Hong Kong or Singapore, like missionaries or people that teach English over there, there's connections. They said that you're only the 6th generation away from knowing somebody in Hong Kong. I mean, if you ask somebody, then somebody knows of somebody. So it's really not like, I don't know anybody. They're like, the Asian guy goes, there's Chinese everywhere. Go make a friend. They're everywhere. Anyway, so if you're an executive director and you sponsor a health coach from Hong Kong and Singapore, they call you a pioneer in the company, and you're going to be given leads by the company of clients over there. So that's just a client pool that you guys are just going to be tapping into. That's going to be crazy busy, where you can start bringing in coaches, coaching your coaches how to coach those people, because it's going to be a mainstream market. It's a social media market. I mean, and have the chance to go international. Most network companies start international, and then they makeup and Roden and Fields or all those things. They've already been all over the world, and then they come to the United States, and then it gets saturated, and there's no room for growth, and so nobody gets to the top. But in this, we're United States based, and we're going to be the very first to take it to the world. So trust me, there's a lot of incentives for wanting to jump in and start coaching a lot of people. One, for an executive director that's making 200 or 2,000 or more a month, which is wonderful. I'm sure. I don't know if that could help either of you at all in your lives, but And that's just to start. But then, like I said, you sponsor, connect with somebody that knows somebody over there, then that's more incentive. And then also, if you reach executive director and maintain it for 3 months consecutively, you have an all expense cruise paid for you and somebody that you want to take with you. And it doesn't have to be a spouse. Just kidding. But it really doesn't. You can pick anybody. I guess I'll probably take my husband, but it's going to be crazy. They're like, there's going to be like 10,000 health coaches on board. We're going to rock this ship. And anyway, there's just some amazing people. I met some of the most, kind-hearted, I don't know, like in your environment right now, there's probably like negative people, grouchy people, bullies, Here you're around 6,000 people with just this heart to serve. And it's like, oh my gosh, everybody's so nice and holding the door and saying, excuse me, or thank you, or what's your story? Like, there's not a stranger. We're one big family, just all there on the same mission. So it's really some place where you want to connect with and be surrounded by. But anyway, it's kind of like Disneyland or Hawaii, and I come back and say, it was so cool. And you guys are going, that's great. But go experience it for yourself. But what we know to be true is there's a lot of people that need our help. And this is only life. Don't make it more difficult than that. I like something that they said. I don't need your help, but thank you. I like something that they said there. And they said the reason people should become coaches is so that they're not depending on a structure, but they're learning how to make the habits applied in their life. So you guys are just taking it serious for your own good. But if you actually turn around and repeat what you are learning, you're going to do even better for yourselves. So that's to be commended. Michelle's maintained her weight because she's actually read the book and learned about it.
And people are watching me everywhere I damn well go. And it's...
She's like, if I eat this cookie, I better look around and see.
Yeah. No, I went out to lunch today with a bunch of people at work, and they're like, is that on your diet? And I'm like, I don't have a diet. And they're like, well, are you allowed to eat that? I'm like, yes, I'm allowed to eat zucchini. Thank you. But out on it.
I can eat whatever I want. I can eat that pie, but I choose not to.
Exactly.
Sit down, please. Before you fall. So
I know we went out to eat with our kids this last weekend, and it was a Mexican food restaurant. And my biggest thing that, it has just been so hard for me is chips and salsa, because that was my favorite thing to eat, just to snack on when I'd come home. It was so easy. And I caught myself, I thought, just one, I'll just have one. And I went to grab the chip, and my husband looked at me and with this look like, are you really going to do that? And I didn't, because he made me feel guilty.
That's awesome.
So I'm glad, because, that was just the hardest thing to give up were the chips and the salsa, the Mexican food. And I cooked a lot of Mexican food, a lot.
Well, then you could totally learn how to do the cauliflower rice and still cook with green chili and salsa. And Chris,
oh, I have.
Have you? Is it totally comparable at all? Do you feel like you're still getting
it? It is.
That's good.
It is. I think it's more the chips and just the salsa, just dipping it in there, and just that crunch. And
you gotta get those cauliflower crusts from or whatever, make them super.
I have them. I do, and I've used them quite a bit. But I saw it on the website where somebody took the garlic Parmesan crunchers, bought the balls, and put some salsa over them. And I tried that the other day, and it so hit the spot. So I just had to share that with you. It was like, oh, yes, I can do this.
I would totally love for you to put that in our Fit and Fun and even go live and say it, but that's an awesome tip, because I know a lot of us that live in Arizona, New Mexico, that's what we grow up on, and so it's good to know that you did something better.
Shrimp, Baja shrimp tacos were like a huge thing in our house. Now we put it on lettuce leaves.
Right?
And it's good. It's good. We enjoy it. My husband eats that. He's not on the program, but he does the lean and green meal with me every night. He watches everything he's eating, and he's actually lost 12 pounds.
Wow.
Just watching what he's been eating, and I'm like 1 pound from my goal. That's it.
Wow. And what was your goal?
117.
Wow.
So 21 pounds altogether.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm going to have to go shopping because my pants are kind of hanging. I'm having to wear belts that I couldn't wear before, and now they're on the last notch. And
wow. Well, congratulations. It's time to celebrate you in our group. That's so exciting.
Thank you.
All Michelle's coaches are the ones that are blowing up the feed, showing us what can be possible.
I have several people that are interested. It's just getting them to, finally bite the hook like I did. I mean, I have to think about how I handled it, and it took me 3 years. So I'm like, Right. But like I told Michelle, I'm not in it for the money. I'm in it to help others and just to share what I've experienced and how much I believe in this program, because nothing else worked for me.
That's awesome. Yeah. And I hope none of us are in it for the money. The money floats to the top because you've helped out many people. So
yeah, I love talking about it.
That's awesome. And do you have you got a client yet, or where are you at there?
I don't. I was supposed to have one sign up in August, but her husband has to use the money to go on a trip to see a brother that he has never met, that he found out he had. So she's putting it off until September. And then I have another one that Michelle and I just talked to, 2 nights ago, Michelle, was it?
Yeah. I think that's when she finally texts us back, yeah.
Yeah, she works pretty long hours, so she's in bed by 8:30, 9 o'clock at night because she has to get up so early in the morning. And I haven't heard back from her, so I was thinking maybe Friday-ish I might try to reach out to her and ask her what she thinks.
It's her and her husband, right?
Yeah. They had done the HCG diet together at one point, and she lost 15 pounds, I think she said, and her husband lost quite a bit. But he's gained some of it back, and so is she. She wants it more, though, for the just the nutritional part of it, because she does work out a lot, and there is a few pounds that she does want to lose, but that's not so much what she's doing it for.
Mm-hmm.
So she's thinking about going on the 4 and 2, and her husband wants to go on the 5 and 1.
Gotcha. Awesome. And are you?
And I have my sister-in-law who is on the HCG diet right now, and she has, I think, 1 month left, and she keeps saying that she might go ahead and sign on, and if my husband has anything to do with it, she probably will. He's more persistent than I am. I'm like, you should just sign up as a coach.
Right. Well, the nice thing is we get to co-coach, so he's already coaching with you. He just doesn't know it yet. That's awesome. So are you putting yourself out there? Are you using the social media yet, or you just kind of word of mouth?
I have a few times, and I've gotten quite a large response. That's how I had a few of the people that I just spoke about contact me, but there's a few others that haven't. I'll get back to you, and I haven't heard back from them. So
that's where consistency is key. There was a time when I first started that I wasn't hearing back from anybody, and then I realized that I wasn't posting every single day. And when I started posting every single day, they came back to me. Like, again, like Katrina and I said, like, I don't need them, they need me. And if we don't remind them all the time that we're still here, that we're still doing it, that we're still coaching, we still want to help somebody, they're going to forget about us, because it's easily to forget it if we're not posting every day. So then when I started doing it as a routine, I told Carly, like, when you wake up in the morning, post something on Facebook. Just before you even get out of bed, pull out your phone, put something on Facebook so people remember, oh, Katrina, she's a coach. You know, Kat can coach me. Kat's doing this. She's looking awesome. Kayleen's doing great. You know, that kind of stuff. So they remember it. And then later on they'll call and say, hey, I saw you on Facebook the last couple days. If I didn't post every day, people would forget and they wouldn't contact me. It's when I make that routine, people come back.
How did you reach Michelle? How did you guys connect?
Leslie, she purchased one of our Subways from us. And as soon as I saw Leslie pop up, that's when I started thinking, okay, I followed Tanya and all of her postings, because I reached out to you like 3 years ago, and we talked a little bit, and then I kept thinking, no, I can do this, and my husband too. Oh, if you just eat right, Keeleen, you would be fine. You can do this. And I could lose 10 pounds easy, but after that, I couldn't.
Yeah.
I was at a standstill. So when I saw that post, that's when I reached out, and Michelle, she reached out, back to me, and that's like 2 weeks later, we were on the phone talking and organizing a time for me to get started.
So had Michelle not put herself out there, you wouldn't be here. And so it's just really important that we just let the world know that we're taking our own job serious, because for you to depend on somebody else and put yourself in her hands, you probably did it because you saw that she was taking it serious. So people take you serious if you're consistent too. They're like, oh, okay, well, I'm super nervous. I'm really optimistic. I don't know if this is going to work, but she seems confident in what she does. And I know her pretty well, or I know her friend, and her friend knows her. So she looks like she knows what she's doing. So it just shows confidence that you're willing to take it serious. Maybe you're, having to learn the system as you go, which we all are new at some point, but I think that we're all comfortable with the person that's showing up on a daily basis, because it kind of says something about your reputation too. If you tell your friend you're going to help them and then you disappear for 3 months and then you're all of a sudden back again, it's just, how would you treat if your coach came around back and forth? It'd be like, forget that. She's not doing it. I'm not doing it. So it says a lot about you when you're starting to grow a business. So just think of it that way too, if you're really wanting to help more people.
Yeah. I think my biggest thing is what do I post every day about myself? Or I don't know. I'll put on there, I love eating healthy. I feel so much better. I do that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. The minute I put the picture up of my face, and the difference is when I started getting all these phone calls. But I don't know. I guess I just feel uncomfortable doing that all the time.
What was crazy is a lot of people, I was noticing, if I post pictures of what I was cooking, because a lot of people just think that it's salad or it's not real food or whatever. So if you make a really good looking meal, or you like one of your favorite meals, post that, because people don't know that we are eating normal food. Like, we're not, right. My aunt was over all weekend, and we ate on plan all weekend long. She didn't know it, but we did. And, we had steak and we had asparagus one night, and we had, Big Mac in a bowl another night. She had no idea. It was a quick, easy meal after the rodeo. I threw it in a bowl. I measured it out. I gave it to them. They ate it. It's like, that's on the meal. They're in Canada, so it sucks. I can't help them, but no, they
You
still
are helping them. You did help them.
Right.
Telling them how to eat healthy.
Right. So I showed, they're getting the book, Dr. Anderson's book. I showed them all that. You just gotta, like I said, live out loud. Post your meals, because when people realize that we're eating normal meals, they're gonna be like, okay, she's eating normal. Oh, she's eating out. I posted a meal when I was out at, I think it was Olive Garden, and I was like, here at Olive Garden, following on the plan, so people know that it's easy to do on a busy life.
Mm-hmm. But there's also presidentials and stuff in the company that when you get a weekly, I think the company sends out let's celebrate all the new achievers or whatever. Look at that email and find their names, and then look at their Facebook posts and copy and duplicate what they do. All of us are using the same posts, and we're just showing them what's possible in the company. And you're going to connect with more people if you have a 60-year-old who lost weight on showing that he's doing the same program you're doing. So that way a 60-year-old friend of yours will be like, oh, I thought this was like your thing. So just showing them what's possible is by being consistent with success stories. And so it's not always trying to reinvent the wheel and come up with your own. I'll tell you right now, I've never made up I shouldn't say never, but maybe 5% of the time I use my own posts. The rest of the time I duplicate what's out there because it's working. And all my business has been created from social media. All of you guys saw me and connected with me on social media, but it doesn't have to be my client. It just means that this is a client on the program doing what I'm doing. And what's possible.
To add to that, on slow days, I don't really have them, but sometimes slow days, I'll go to that list that Tanya was just talking about, the email that you see it on Facebook when they put all the rankings, and I'll go to their pages and I will save a lot of their posts in one day. And then every day I go to my save folder on my Facebook page, grab one of those and post it. So I'm not looking for one every day. I have 30 piled up for me. That's what I'm doing. Jobs, I don't have to work. So tomorrow I'm just going to go out and save a whole bunch of posts, follow up with clients, follow up with potential clients. That's all I'm going to do tomorrow. So it's not like you have to do something every single day, like take a whole bunch of time every single day. You just got to go and copy that post that you saved 2 weeks ago when you had an hour of time to put it to it.
I have one coach that I like to follow, and that's all I do. I look at his day, what he posted, the 3 posts, copy them, paste them. I'm done. It takes me.
And I thought about that, and I was like, should I do that, or yes. I didn't know I could.
Really I'm glad you guys said that. I thought about it too, and I'm kind of like, well, is that cheating?
I know, that's exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, well, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe.
You do what the leaders do, and the leaders are doing that with their leaders. And when you bring in coaches, you're going to have them do the same thing. It's a duplicated model. Don't reinvent it. I mean, you guys can throw in your happy success stories here and there, but our job is to show people what's possible with this program, not spending all your time on social media trying to draw people in. Show them a success story of a lady, of a man, of a child, that's what they're seeing. It doesn't need to be all about you because they're going, oh, that's just her, or she's done a million things. It's probably another one of those things. So don't, I mean, they want to see your lifestyle, but it doesn't have to be just you. And I think randomly, I've never posted a picture of myself like a before, or, this is me along the way. I've never done that. I've just shown people on our program that have had success, and people call me because they've connected with one of my posts for some reason. But
that post that you posted yesterday, Kat, or 2 days ago, that was phenomenal. That was awesome.
Yeah. That was pretty.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was like, dang, that's yours.
One of the things, and it was your post about Brittany that reached me. And it was like, holy crap. I don't even have that much weight to lose. I have about half of what she lost to lose. And I honestly, I mean, and I've tried the Weight Watchers, I tried everything else, but till now it was kind of like, okay, this is possible. I truly feel like for once in my life, I can do this. There's a light at the end of the tunnel kind of thing for me. So now that I can go
snap the first to tell you, when I met Brittany, she said, if somebody were to tell me it would take me 2 years to get here, I wouldn't have done it. She said, but I took one day at a time and I focused on one day. And she goes, and now 2 years later, look what I've been able to do. So to me, it's just like, yes, you can do this. You can do this. But follow Brittany. I mean, now you have an inspiration. She's a real person. She'll be in Orlando. She'll be on the cruise ship. You can sit down and ask her, how did you do it? And those are the people that we get to surround ourselves by. And you're more likely to be successful if you use her story to, connect. Instead of in the real world next to you in the cubicle, you might have a hater. But when you look at it on the big picture, outside of that cubicle and outside of your town, there's a big, big, big community that is all in big hearts wanting to see you succeed. So get out of that bubble and connect with those that so if she inspired you, and if my post inspired you, be that to somebody else by just showing them what's possible. And it doesn't have to be just what's happening with you, but I mean, we have, I think they said 40 or 60,000 clients right now. Show them why we're getting these numbers multiplying, because people see that there's support, there's a community, and there's a system. And you don't have to depend on the structure. You're learning it for yourself. And that's what we need to let social media know. And you can throw in your plugs here and there, but don't try to stress about that every day. That's, I would totally have been out of this business if I had to do that. I hate selfies. I don't even like that. No, I would be done. And a lot of people, I mean, I connect with clients. I just got 3 today that reached out to me, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to do this. And I'm like, and what's your name? And where do you live? And how did you find me? So they don't know if I'm 400 pounds, honestly, because we don't know each other. But they know that I'm running a business and that my business helps people and that they need help. That's it. That's our only job as coaches. And if you talk to 600 people in a day, then you're not going to be worried if your friend that reached out to you last week didn't call you back. You don't have time for that. You can connect with her every couple weeks or months, but there's so many people out there that we don't need to be waiting on anybody. And then reaching that executive director level, they'll pay you, or they'll pay you to be on the cruise to meet more people. And it is inspiring. I came back inspired by these people like Brittany. I was like, can I touch you? Can I oh my gosh, that is crazy. What an inspiration that she did such a hard thing. And she's like, I just did it for me. And it's kind of crazy that she's almost a celebrity. Everybody's like, is that Brittany? So
yeah, it's
just, and that you'll be that. People will be like, oh my gosh, is that you? I can't believe what you've done. And you're doing it for just for you, but you're inspiring people. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Kat.
I went and so in the lines when my coaches were there, I'm like, okay, you got 6,000 people here that believe in Optavia. Go ask them why. Don't stand around right here and just talk to our little 15 coaches that you already talk to every week. So I'm like, go talk to her, go talk to her, go talk to her. Anyway, so I was doing what I was telling them to do. So I was standing in the line at the bathroom, and imagine 6,000 people. Bathrooms are super long. It takes you 30 minutes to get in. So you have a lot of chance to talk. But I was talking to one lady, and she told me her story. She said that she got she had a baby at 14, and then she got in the wrong crowd and got into drugs and all that. And she was in a very abusive home, and her parents sold her into sex trafficking. And she did that for a year and was finally able to escape it and kind of started to turn her life around. But she turned to food, like for comfort, because she'd been through all kinds of abuse and whatever. But anyway, and then she found Tiffany Howard. She's the integrated presidential. Tiffany Howard connected with her on social media, and anyway, she's now down 65 pounds, and she said, I just want to let other women that don't value themselves value themselves. And she's like, the Optavia motto is the obstacle is the way. Like, that was her obstacle, but she is not letting it define her. She's not going to let her stop her. She's not going to, live in that blame mentality. She's like, God saved me, and I need to go do that for other people. So it was just amazing how wonderful that every story, every ethnic backgrounds, this isn't like I want to lose 30 pounds company. This is, my heart is here if I can just make you feel better. So pretty amazing stories.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that we want to share from the convention that jumpstart us?
Well, like I said, the next incentive is the cruise. Orlando is selling out. I would get on board with that and get your tickets as soon as possible. Other than that, we are going international. So if you want to put out on your social media or tell all your clients or potentials that we are going into Hong Kong and Singapore, if they know of anybody, to give them your name and number, because you would love to share a business opportunity if they're interested, or if they have somebody over there that wants to get healthy. But really, we have a chance to offer this to third world countries and improve their quality of life. And all their feelings for Hong Kong and Singapore are going to be in their culture. So there'll be different food.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they'll use like curry and all the different like spices that they're used to. They'll have their own market over there.
That's sweet.
Yeah, so it won't be like ours.
Get
Yeah, so that was, and then they have what's called purposeful hydration.
Yes, I was just going to mention that.
Yeah. So they have a morning one. So when you wake up in the morning, it's equal to like 6 oranges. And then they have a lunch one that's energy, like it has B12 or vitamin B. Anyways, it's like a fortified, like an emergency type thing. And then they have an evening one that has a little bit of calming stuff in it, so you can start to relax at the night. So anyway, Dr. Anderson's like, again, we're just trying to purposely hydrate. And if you want to put those in breakfast, lunch, and dinner, you know that you're getting just vitamins and minerals, no extra, whatever. Who knows what's in the other flavor infusers. But anyway, so that was another announcement that they came out with. And if you add in 2 of those a day, then just a minute. If you add in 2 of those a day, then I think it's $15 a day instead of $13. So, yeah. But I think that's the newest. And then our 2.0 app will be available in the fall.
Okay, cool.
And right now it's going to like set a timer for every 2.5 hours. It's going to remind you to eat. It's going to remind you to drink. It's going to tell you it's time to go to bed. To start getting ready for it an hour before. And then when they start to really improve the app, which will be in the near future, we will actually, as coaches, so once they order their kit, they can have access to the app. So not anybody gets the app. You have to become a client, and then you have access to the app. But eventually, us as coaches are going to get notifications saying our client's BMI has gone up 3 points. You might want to contact them. if they're using the app and stuff. So it's when we go international, that's how they said the Asians are going to communicate with us, is all electronically. And so that's how we're going to be using that tool. So
When are we going internationally?
I think they said December.
When's Canada going international?
They did ask that question, and they did say that there are certain ingredients in the foods, and to make it cost effective, what Canada's requiring is not in our budget right now, or even a care, in the sense that there's enough people out there that don't need us to adjust or alter all the things that they're requiring. So probably not in the near future. Yes, I know. Just get your Canada people to move here.
I've told them all, like 20 of them. I was like, just buy a damn house in Buffalo and get it shipped there and you'll be fine.
Exactly.
They're like, we can't do that. We can't bring it past the border. And I was like, there's a way. There's a way.
Yep.
No drugs. I get struggle healthy food.
Yes. I don't know what it is, but they were also talking about not using the soy-based ingredients. They're talking about doing the pea protein. And but the cost to do that is they're trying to keep it cost effective for most of the people right now. And if they start to add in the, you know, organic ingredients, then it's going to cost more than it is to. So we get a higher commission because it's price, you know, the price is the right. But also on the purposeful hydrations, it's 100% commissionable. So you get 100% off of their purposeful hydration, which is cool. So that
Nice.
goes straight to your personal volume.
Sweet.
Yep. So anyway, that's the kind of the nuts and bolts of it all. But basically, this company is showing up big, and you guys are in it at the right time. And there's a need for us. So Michelle will teach you how to do the posts. But if you do it every day, you're going to not run out of people to help. So just be ready.
Yeah, just be ready. I didn't put it on you at all, but just be ready.
Yeah. I'm like, you get consistent. You're going to be walking home from that job very soon, and it's starting to happen.
It is starting to happen. I'm excited about it.
Little does the public world know that she took the promotion to walk away.
Yeah.
Anyway, any questions you guys have from the convention, or where you are now, or what's your next step, or what I can do to help? Or you guys are in great hands, by the way. Just
I can't think of anything. I'm just excited to, you know, keep going.
I'm free almost all day tomorrow. We're going on a double date in the afternoon, but all morning tomorrow. If you guys want some tips on how to do posts, let me know.
Okay.
Perfect.
Righty, ladies.
Okay.
How do we get this link to the Facebook?
I will push stop recording, and then I'll download it to YouTube, make a video out of it, and I'll post it.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys, for being
All right. Have a good night.